We back at you again. It's your boy AL with the crazy work. We want to know if y'all heard about the We Are One of Charlotte. A nice program that's going on. We're going to get into that and see what y'all think about that. Let's go.
Now we got to stay focused on this. So good job over here. They seen us. They know we're still present. It's been pretty calm over here. And to bring y'all up to date with the sister that we were talking to, that Brother Frank introduced us to while y'all were gone, she has a situation going on with her next door neighbor.
Crazy Work Podcast. This your host, Big Slim.
I'm your boy AL a Legend. We back at you again with the crazy work. Let's go.
All right, I want to introduce y'all to Brother BJ Murphy. You know what I'm saying? We are Charlotte.
Yes, sir. We are one Charlotte.
We are
nice
one
to
Charlotte.
Meet you, BJ. Mr.
Man,
BJ.
Pleasure, brother. Pleasure to meet y'all, man. I love what y'all doing. I love the set. I love everything about what y'all are putting out to the community, man. I'm so honored that y'all reached out to me, brother. So thank you so much for the opportunity to talk.
Oh yeah, appreciate you, man. We appreciate the opportunity too. But I gotta say, I love everything that you got going on, because it's like this period is black and brown unity, you know, and actually taking a stand. So the first question I want to know is, whose idea? What is the overall ideology of this program? We are one Charlotte.
If you don't mind, first I want to open up Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Open up in the name of Almighty God, because He's the source of our existence for We Are One Charlotte. We Are One Charlotte was born out of a group out of Baltimore City called the We Our Us movement. Mm-hmm. And these brothers in Baltimore City, led by Brother Captain Andrew, they have reduced the murders in Baltimore City from 308 down to 201 in 1 year in 2024.
That's it. Talking about some crazy work now.
Yes, sir. 74% reduction in juvenile homicide.
Ooh.
And so we are the first city outside of Baltimore City to adopt the model that they use to decrease homicides. Of course, with other grassroots organizations and law enforcement, they can't take all the credit, but they're busy on the ground and being in the neighborhoods. And just today, I just got some good news that, can you believe that in Baltimore City, brother, they only had 5 people that were murdered in the month of April.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because they call that Bodymore, right?
Bodymore.
Yeah, they call it Bodymore now.
Bodymore. Wow.
Yeah. So
they laying them down in Baltimore.
Bodymore Murderland. That's what they used to call it.
Yeah, he was telling us some horrific stories about, you know, how they be laying people down in Baltimore City. But these brothers been working this program for about 8 years. And now it's really flourishing. They got backing from the city of Baltimore, the governor, other agencies, law enforcement. They all back the We Are Us movement, because they going after the youth in the different neighborhoods. And they're real effective, because it's all about a labor of love. You know, I was a part of this group. And this is not a slight what I'm saying. I was part of the first group on the ground with Cure Violence in the city of Charlotte back in 2021, and we stayed there for about 6 months. And I personally thought that there was a better way to tackle violence in Charlotte by being in some of the other neighborhoods. They only had us relegated to the Beatties-Ford Road corridor, but there was stuff happening all around. And so I'm glad that after from 2001 to 2004, we started December 27th of 2024.
Okay.
We had a record murder rate of 110 people that we were concerned about. And we formed this group beginning in October of last year. And we got about 30 to 40 brothers right now. Our first 90 days of impact, from December the 27th to March 27th, we had 56 engagements in different communities.
Wow.
And right now, as of yesterday, last year this time, there was 42 murders in Charlotte. This year, at the same time, there's 22 murders. Now, I'm not going to say we all were responsible for that. I'm not going to try to take credit for that, but I'm saying that we were on the ground, brother. And we out like 4 days a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturday, and we got a Sunday hoops program in West Charlotte on Sunday.
Okay, so Not to cut you off. So
Yes, sir.
are y'all patrolling the areas, or is this y'all get a phone call and y'all approach the scene with caution, try to figure out what's going on from inside the community? Like
Yes, sir.
how was this engagement
Yeah.
actually happening?
Yeah, good
So I would
question.
call it, Brother Slim, Brother AL, I would call it canvassing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we just canvass in the neighborhood. We'll pick out a neighborhood like West Boulevard, right? So we'll go in a four-corner quadrant, like it just circle around like West Boulevard, Remount, Beattysport Road. We were on I-85 in Sugar Creek, which is, we call it Zombie Land,
Yeah,
where
I
the
know.
drug dealers and the zombies out there.
I know
And people
exactly
living
where you're.
behind 7-Eleven and stuff. And we just canvass, man. We just talk to people and meet them where they are and try to provide resources. And we took brothers from the bus stop to make $700 a week, and some of the services that we provide with job training, workforce development. Now, mind you, all this has been going on for this is our 4th month. It's April 27th made 4 months that we've been in existence, and we stop people from being evicted. We're talking about healthcare. This summer we got some summer camps working with some different organizations with 300 families and the children. We like a freight train
Mm-hmm.
because it's already too late where we are right now in the history of Black people and what needs to be done. The time and what must be done demands that we respond in a different kind of way, because I'm telling you, coming up towards the end of fall, it's going to be bad out here for Black people. The way
Yes, it
they're making
is.
these cuts with these social services,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
what Trump is doing. So we're just trying to do our part, get ahead of what is to come. So that's why we're moving with breakneck speed. We actually need to ramp it up. I told him, brother, yesterday, I said, everything that we're doing now, we need to put another layer on top of it so we can make sure that we get in front of the summer to stop any kind of murders or things that are happening. Because we preventive, man. We're not ambulance chasing, right?
yeah.
We want to be in the neighborhood and try to meet people where they are on a daily, weekly basis and try to help solve some problems.
I know that's right. So, excuse me. What's going on with brother Cape? The brother, I seen that red and green cape. I didn't really want to laugh, but I was like, "What
Yes,
is
sir.
the
Yes,
purpose of the cape?" So I don't. Can you just explain that for me?
Well, brother Arbery, that's brother Arbery. He came out one day and he just had it tied around his neck. He said, "I'm super black man." So, so he just and somebody said, "Yeah, I like that. I like that." And ever since then, man, he just been tying it
So
around
that's y'all
his neck.
mascot for the We Are
Yeah,
One.
yeah.
Yeah,
You see,
okay.
super black man, you know what's going down.
Super black man.
That's what's
And he's a
up,
beautiful
man.
brother, man. He's a
Yeah,
beautiful,
yeah.
beautiful
Good,
spirit,
bro.
man.
Shout
And
out to that brother.
and all the brothers, man, they got such beautiful spirits, man, and hearts, man. Because we're a volunteer army, man. Of course, we look for resources as well and funding and things, but it's a labor of love. We tapping into that power of love of our people, and so I look forward to seeing who I'm gonna meet every day, man. When I wake up in the morning, I'm excited. I said, who am I going to meet today in some of these neighborhoods that we're going to help out, man? So
Yeah,
That's a
it's all
beautiful
about
thing.
love.
That's a beautiful
it's all
thing.
love. It's definitely love.
Brother BJ, so with this program, like, far as y'all going into these communities, do you ever think of like any fear of young guys, like, we ain't wanting to hear that mess and da da da, blah blah blah. How do y'all control that type of vibe that when you encounter those, if you have encountered any at all?
You know what? Maybe like once or twice, you reach out your hands, how you doing, brother? And somebody look you up and down, they'll keep their walk off. But that only out of all the engagements, brothers, maybe happen like maybe once or twice. But everybody's warm because we come to them with love. We coming out as brothers. We got brothers. They got the security jackets on, so a lot of people
Okay.
was concerned at first that people might think we 5-0, but we tell them, said so we ain't 5-0, man. We out here to serve our people, man. How can we help you? And from our engagement and interaction with everybody, I mean, we just have a beautiful time, man. Sometimes we'll stay in the neighborhood about an hour and a half just talking, man, to people, taking down names and numbers, following up with people and trying to help them solve issues. We had somebody that gave us like $2,500, and we ran through that trying to help people with groceries and staying in their apartments and keep the lights on, the water on. And I wish I had $1 million, man. We would give it away to help our people, man. I was just with a sister a minute ago, and her and her son, they're living in a car, right? And I was like, wow. It's a sister that we had helped to try to stay in her apartment with her daughter. And it just bothered me when I was driving back home. I said, we got to do something with the housing piece. We got, and this is the thing, Big Slim and AL, it's like, we're responsible for our people. And these people that work uptown and the city council and the government or whatever city, they're not smarter than the people that's in the community. Just because you got a job as the city council or the mayor, whatever, that don't mean you smarter to figure out the problems that's happening in our community. We can do that. So we got enough brain power.
That's right.
If we come together as a people, man, and sit down at a table and say we are determined and committed that we're going to figure this out, how to take care of our people.
From the inside out. From the inside out. I feel like nowadays it's almost like it's like a year of realization for a lot of people, because it's a lot of people that know the situation that they in and want to get out of it and have no way of getting out, no helping hand,
no resources.
And I think that that's real detrimental in the growth and development of our people in the community. But coming from my own personal experience, because I was one of those people that was in the community that was a knucklehead, you know what I'm saying, with the guns and the drugs and the robbing and all that. I have to be 100 with myself and admit that, you know what I'm saying? So as I got older and my kids grew, that's when I realized the error in my ways, because I started seeing the negative effect from me being incarcerated for long periods of time. I go in, my son is 1, I come home, he's 10. You get what I'm saying? So I got to deal with the negative effects of his emotions, not being able to talk to me correctly and express himself, or the anger that's built up. And I start seeing how it's not just about me. Like, a lot of men in their juvenile years don't know that the mistakes that they're making right now is going to affect them when they get older.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
So I've had a lot of I ain't gonna say resistance, but just the nature of growing men is like, you can't tell me nothing, I'm a man. But we got the foresight from age, wisdom, experience. Okay, you're going down the wrong path. I'm trying to help you. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I took a different approach as far as with my own kids, and I tried to show them, be with me, watch how hard I work. You get what I'm saying? You're going to learn that no man is going to get anything without putting in actual labor. You get what I'm saying? Nothing is going to come to you from nothing. You have to actually do something in order to have something. So with my oldest son watching me, he actually started seeing like, well, damn, Dad coming up, I wish I could do this. Oh, you can. All you got to do is do them 40 hours.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Then get you a legit hustle. You know what I'm saying? Let your father teach you some of these chicken recipes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but
it's a way out, man.
I also seen from his standpoint, being a young man, being a teenager too, that he has to face, it takes much more of you have to be a stronger man to tell your peers no. I don't want to get in this stolen car. I don't want to break in this house. I don't want to gang bang no more. And then you got all the people that they say love you coming at you now. Now you the op, now you the enemy.
Say that, bro.
You get what I'm saying? So that
I
part,
told the students the other day, we speak at Turning Point Academy in Charlotte, which is the alternative school, on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I told the brothers, I said, you should never be anywhere that you wouldn't want your children to be.
That's a fact.
You should never be. So I said, one day, y'all sitting in here, y'all 16, 17, 18 years old, one day you're going to have children. And everything that you're doing today is going to count against them or either for them, and by the way you behave. I said, y'all believe in karma, right?
Yeah.
So if you believe in karma and you believe that you do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and as the scripture says, thou hast done, so shall it be done unto you. So if you want good days, then you do right every day. And the good that you do every day will shower back on you. And the evil that you do will visit you as well. So you got to make a decision. Every decision that you make, it counts for something.
Yes,
and so if you are the tree of the future people that's coming from your loins as a young person, And if your tree is rotten, then you diminish the fruit that's going to come from that tree.
Man,
I don't think they heard you.
They didn't hear
I don't
this,
think they
bro.
heard you, brother
link-
BJ.
Yes, sir. You want
but
to link in the
if your
chain.
tree is rotten, bro, then
Yeah.
you diminish that fruit, bro. That's
You
coming
diminish
off
the fruit.
that. Yeah, bro. That's
Yeah.
wild word.
So we only a link in the chain from the people that came before us. And so now, as we are adults, we got children, and our link that connects us to our children and our future generations, we are responsible for the outcome that we're producing. Because I told them, I said, brother, the first thing that y'all got to have is the knowledge of self.
That's it.
And the knowledge of God. And your origin in the world is very important, to know that you come from the creator of the heavens and of the earth. You didn't create yourself. So God is within you. And you got to help him come out and express himself in you.
I totally agree. I think that's where all of the blessings come from, because
Yeah.
I really just started being able to actually just hold my head high and say, hey, I'm a believer in God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to be super hard or none of that. Listen, I believe, and ever since I put my faith in God and letting him just lead through the spirit, like just lead. Like, I don't know I can't even really explain. I just know blessing after blessing after blessing's been happening. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just sticking with that wave. So hopefully, you know, we all one Charlotte Crazy Work Podcast. We're gonna get together, make some things.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna shake and rattle some trees out there.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. We need to, man.
And brother BJ, like, far as like that message that I don't think the younger guys are getting that message that you just spoke on, due to the lack of spirituality or whatever they gaining, because, you know, y'all happen to be in these neighborhoods and presenting these type of things to these young guys or whatever, or however the older these people are. But my biggest thing is, if they don't know, then like, what are they else say they're supposed to do? Guys like y'all in the community are supposed to be there to help them, like you just said,
Right.
bro. That's a big thing.
Yeah. You know, KRS-One said something that's beautiful. I used this yesterday too. It said, you know, y'all heard this. He said, if younger people would listen to older people, they will be wise among their peers.
Facts.
And if older people would listen to younger people, they will be wise among their peers. So I said, y'all should be able to get value out of listening to us, because I get value out of listening to you all, because y'all the greatest generation that we ever produced of black people. Y'all just need guidance.
That's it.
And I talk to people like, man, I'm a father. I got a 23-year-old son. And I talk to every child like they my child. You know, I talk to you out of concern. Sometimes I had one sister, she hurt my feelings. But then I had to learn how to get over people, you know, giving you that ugly look when they're, you know, a young child. She was really dark, right? And I don't know what was going on, but I let it affect me. And I said, you know what? I'm never going to let that happen again, because she's raining on the parade of the students in here that want to learn. And so what I started doing was kicking people out of these classes, bro.
You got to. You got to.
You know what I'm saying? You know, when I find out that you don't want to listen, you want to come put your head on the table and talk to other people in distress, I said, y'all got to go. And, you know, some of us are fuel for the fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of us got to learn a lesson. Some of us can hear the word and say, you know what, I'm going to change. But some of us got to get a whip.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
so I learned a lesson by doing that. And every time I do that, it works out perfectly. And the people that want to learn and want to be better, we got your attention now. Yeah.
I got a quick question.
Yes.
As far as like with the program, you haven't had any run-ins with law enforcement, local law enforcement, anything like that? Maybe trying to figure like you trying to take over their job?
Oh, yeah.
Like
So
that?
when you see a group of black dudes in the hood, you know what I'm saying? Then the cop, they ride by.
You the Black Panther Party.
Yeah.
Everything all right? I said, yeah, you know, give me your car. I said, we are one Charlotte. We met with the police chief. He know we out here. You know, we met with city council, all these other people. And so it's good, because every time we go somewhere, they're seeing us. And they see a reduction in murders. They say, okay, I see these guys are there all the time. So we saw some police officers in Greer Heights yesterday. and just let them know, hey man, we out here, you know, there's no police involvement with what we're doing. And a couple of times we were pissed off because we were at I-85 in Sugar Creek, and they rolled up deep to try to see what was going on. And then some of the people that we made connection with, they may think we 5-0, but you know, that's just come with the territory. And normally we have not had that kind of we haven't had a negative run in like that, I would say. Just that they show up at the wrong time sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, messing up our vibe, you know. I told the police officer, I said, man, you got to go. We was on a Blackwood neighborhood that we found out it was the #1 area with unsolved homicides in Charlotte. And as I told the officer, man, you messing up our vibe, man. We out here trying to talk to the people.
Yeah.
And he looked at me like I was crazy.
I mean, it's true.
Like,
Yeah, that kind of makes y'all look like, oh yeah, are they working with the law and they not really trusting in what you're saying and stuff like that. So yeah.
I mean, realistically speaking, you got a lot of people that don't feel protected by law enforcement, period.
Absolutely.
So let's just keep it a band. You know what I'm saying? Call a spade a spade. People don't feel protected when they're around. We feel like targets. We feel like the opposition, or, you know, they're attacking us. Because I still, you see it to this day. You know, you riding around, you got a nice car, you got to be a drug dealer. Pull them over. You get what I'm saying? The stereotype.
Exactly,
I'm not
man.
saying that every cop is that way, but the majority. You know,
yeah, no doubt. You got some good officers out here.
Yeah.
But you know, hey, they far and few between. We know the history of law enforcement and black people, so that's why it's our responsibility to be out in the neighborhoods, make a sacrifice, to be there. Somebody got to make a sacrifice of your time. You know, it's not safe out here. It's dangerous, but I believe that God is real.
Yes, sir.
And his power is everywhere. And so we're not going out in the name of ourselves. We're going out in the name of God. We soldiers, man.
That's a fact.
Yeah, facts.
You know?
So is there any, like, because I felt like when I seen it, I was like, man, this is like the old NOI, FOI days, you know what I'm saying? Black Panther Party, man, let's stand up, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, this is a beautiful thing. I had to reach out to you, brother, for real. I truly admire and appreciate your efforts and everything that you're doing. I mean, you actually are taking a great risk.
Yeah, man.
You know, without sugarcoating, you're taking a very great risk for the greater good.
Like,
but I'm in the FOI. I didn't tell y'all that too.
I figured that by the way that you speak. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you very proper.
I've been rolling with the minister, man, since 1997.
Okay.
And so my love for black people, I don't apologize for it. You know, I'm willing to give my life for the cause of truth and liberation. And so this is, like I tell people, this is our declaration of love. And so I'm 60 years old, so I got more years, you know, behind me than I do before me. So I use every day. And I asked Almighty God, I said, make it where I can just serve my people and be able to take care of my family.
Amen.
And, you know, it's been a struggle financially, but I believe that, you know, God is not going to waste the reward of any of the work that we do. At some point, when he decides to bless us, boom. But I want to be blessed by him. I don't want to be blessed by Satan.
Oh yeah, because people got to understand that you can get blessed by both. They do not understand that. You know what I'm saying? Everything that comes from somebody is not godly. You get what I'm saying? Listen, I think one of the things is when I was younger, there's a difference between the generations, because when we was coming up, you know, 80s babies, you growing up in the 90s, we used to be on the block with spiritual books in our pocket. You know what I'm saying? Some people might be, you know, Muslim, or you might be 5%er, you know what I'm saying? You might be Rastafarian. People might get together and need Pan-Africanism and things of that nature and have those bill sessions. But these young guys don't know who Marcus Garvey is. They don't know they never read a message to the black man. They don't know who Elijah Muhammad is. You get what I'm saying? So it's like they're lost on that. When you say knowledge of self, that means a lot. If you ask them,
what does that mean?
What does that mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
On game.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
They don't know, like I just said.
Mama, I don't know.
They don't know. Like, how can you what are you supposed to do when they don't know?
They don't care about the past.
You try to explain it like when I explain knowledge of self. What we've taught, the knowledge of self is the knowledge of God, and the knowledge of God is the knowledge of self. These two knowledges are one knowledge, because my origin in the world comes from my creator. And so what I learned, man, in the last probably 14 months of my life is to put my complete trust in the one that created me, my brain, my eyes, my heart, 60,000 miles of veins veins to run through my body where the blood circulates. I did not create myself or any other human being. So I owe my life to the one source that created me in the womb of my mother. And I beat the odds of being a human being by the race to the egg to fertilize the egg. Where it was sometimes a billion sperm, and I got to fertilize it, and I came into existence. And at one point on the earth, nobody knew that I existed except for the one who allowed me to come into contact with the egg. And I was sitting there in the corner of my mother's womb, and she didn't know that I existed until she went to the bathroom one day and threw up. And found out she didn't have her menses, right?
Yeah.
And so I said, man, this is who I owe my life to. Every drop, every second. And the minister said, keep your mind on God every minute, every second of the day.
Amen.
And be grateful to him for allowing you to live and breathe his air, drink his water, eat his food. How you going to tell him, no, I ain't going to obey you? How you going to tell him that I'm not going to listen to what you say? And he created me. He permits me to live every day because he could arrest my heart. And I'm out of here. I don't have no control over that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and so we just got, that's knowledge yourself.
Knowledge yourself.
Your origin in the world, or who you belong to, and you are his servant. And your job is to obey him and do his commandments and go out and help his people understand the same thing that you understand.
Tenfold. So what's up next for We Are Charlotte? We Are One Charlotte. What's up next?
Man, we growing, brother. I hope my phone don't go off because I thought.
Just hold on for 5 more minutes, brother.
Yes, sir.
We need 5 more.
We want to expand. We want to expand and go to other cities. But right now, we're going to keep going into these neighborhoods. We want to increase our manpower, get some more brothers from the church community. And that's what we're trying to do, bro.
All right. So you got any social media platforms you want to shout out? I know y'all on TikTok. Shout it out for the people so they can know where to come find y'all at, man.
All right. TikTok, We Are One Charlotte. Facebook, We Are One Charlotte. LinkedIn, We Are One Charlotte. We got our Instagram, We Are One Charlotte as well. And we got our website, weareonecharlotte.org. Weareonecharlotte.org. And I can give you my phone number. Anybody want to reach out to me? It is 980-337-1535, 980-337-1535.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, brother Murphy.
That is beautiful, man. I wish you the best. I wish all of y'all the best. I really appreciate you tuning in with us, man. And we definitely connected now. There will be some more networking in the future, man. For real, for real.
Love y'all, man.
Yeah. Love, brother.
Anything I can do to help y'all, brother. I love your whole setup. I love y'all spirit, man. And y'all deserve to be worldwide. So, I do, my radio career is 40 years. I was inducted into the National Black Radio Hall of Fame back in 2023.
Beautiful.
Really? Salute, man. That's Power 98, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Power 98.
I worked at Power 98 from 95 to 2004. Left here, went to Dallas, went to Chicago, came back to the Carolinas. But I've had a 40-year career. Went to Shaw University, Raleigh, the Carolinas, Columbia, Baltimore, Kansas City. Syndication.
Okay.
So I've done it all, man. But but my career is not important than this. And I believe if I keep going with this, at some point when God decides that He want me back on the radio in a big way, whatever He wants.
Here it go.
Hey, it's coming though.
There it go.
It's coming. All right, brother BJ, man. You have a blessed one, man, and I appreciate you tuning in, brother. For real.
Brother. Yeah, appreciate you, brother. It's been
Salam alaikum.
Yes,
All right. Man, that's wow.
Bro, that was a beautiful thing that what they got
really is,
bro. Like, very inspiring. You need to get more of that going on in our communities.
Oh yeah, real.
Just building on those type of vibes of maybe wake up some young and older guys around here.
All of us. Real.
Because us learning to listen to them and them learning to listen to us is the key thing. Bro.
It is. It has to be.
Thing.
It has to be some type of mutual agreement, regardless. Each one teach one to reach one. That's the definition of equality. So,
Oh yeah, we need a shot Brody out before we get out.
Oh
of here
yeah,
too.
you already know it. This episode is brought to you by Jharris Investments, safe, secure, and affordable housing, building up the community one house at a time.
Yes, sir.
So we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all go hit that link down there at the bottom of the description. We are one Charlotte.
Tap in.
Big moves, man. Thank y'all for watching, man. Love
Yeah,
y'all.
we out of here. Peace.